News 4 Jax starts right now with a breaking news alert.
We begin with this breaking news where firefighters are working a large fire that was at the Bono's Barbecue Restaurant. This is just across the street from the St. John's Town Center. It's right by JTB and Gate Parkway.
Doesn't look like it looks like the fire is out right now. You can see firefighters milling around inside and outside as well. That fire started after 9 tonight.
Yeah, the restaurant on Skinner Lake Drive officially.
Let's get right to News 4 Jax reporter Corey Peel. Corey, what have you learned?
Well, I just spoke with JFRD, and they say, fortunately, everyone is okay. They say only 4 employees were inside the restaurant when this fire started. They say the restaurant was closed, but if you take a look at this damage, the restaurant is just completely damaged after this fire here this evening. You can still see some firefighters are inside, possibly putting out some hot spots. You can see there is some water coming down from inside the restaurant. JFRD says that this fire started in the attic, but it's still unclear exactly what started this fire. They said that the fire was so intense that some of the firefighters had to be brought out of the restaurant because it was so hot and smoky. We had seen a lot of heavy smoke coming from this restaurant. A lot of viewers sent in some photos and videos of the flames and the heavy smoke. But again, luckily, no one was hurt out here. This fire is still under an investigation, and you can tell that there's still an active scene out here. I see dozens of fire trucks out here. JFRD, JSO is also here directing traffic. But again, fortunately, no one was hurt here. It's unclear exactly how much longer JFRD expects to be out here. But again, this fire is extremely bad. There was a lot of damage, but we will continue to keep you updated about this fire as soon as we know more. Reporting live from the Town Center, Corley Peel, Channel 4, the local station.
Thank you, Corley. And we're going to take one more look at video from the scene from tonight. News 4 Jax will continue monitoring this fire throughout the night. We'll have any overnight developments for you on the morning show. And also, we want to remind you, you can get the latest updates when we are not on air. You do that by visiting our website, news4jax.com. You'll also find it when you download our news app. The threat of the coronavirus is very real here in the United States, and national leaders say that they are ready to tackle the issue head on.
This was something that we were thrown into, and we're going to handle it, and we have been handling it very well.
I actually just signed, before I came in here, a state of emergency declaration.
Resources are being mobilized as there is a nationwide effort to stop the spread of the coronavirus. President Trump is going to ask Congress to approve a payroll tax cut and relief for hourly workers. He says this should help those who are feeling the financial stress of this outbreak.
Tomorrow, his administration plans to meet with the House and Senate to discuss the whole topic. And in the meantime, the stock market continues getting hit hard by global fears. This was Wall Street's worst day since 2008. The Dow suffered a record 2,000-point plunge when the closing bell rang today.
And it's all because of this. You're looking at our coronavirus tracker from Johns Hopkins. More than 700 cases in the U.S. and more than 20 deaths. And the numbers are only going to increase. Earlier tonight, a new case was announced in Volusia County, bringing the total to 19 in Florida. That patient is a 60-year-old woman who has a recent history of travel. She is, though, in isolation.
Despite the increase in cases here in the state, Governor Ron DeSantis has a message that's pretty clear. He says, do not panic. He's urging people to follow the proper health protocols, especially if you already have underlying conditions.
You know, the overall messaging in terms of what we're seeing is that this is a virus for the vast majority of individuals, will not lead to serious health complications. However, it's pretty clear that as people get older, and particularly those people that have a serious underlying medical condition, those are the people who are the most at risk to have serious negative consequences from this virus, including death.
Passengers who are aboard the Grand Princess cruise ship, they're on their way to military bases to be tested for coronavirus. At least 21 people tested positive aboard the ship. 2 of those patients are a couple from Florida.
They filed a $1 million lawsuit against Princess Cruises, saying the cruise line was negligent because it allowed the 2 passengers from a previous cruise on board despite them showing symptoms of having coronavirus. Now, the state of Georgia also dealing with the spread of the coronavirus. There are 6 confirmed cases there, 11 presumptive cases. There are 3 in Fulton County. One of the patients is a teacher, and because of that, the entire county is shutting down schools tomorrow. People who have died from exposure to COVID-19 all have one thing in common. They were all older individuals with weakened immune systems. The virus attacks the respiratory system, then ultimately causes the lungs to stop working in people who either have pre-existing respiratory problems, weak immune systems, or a combination of both.
And that's the reason one owner of local business says that her company is suddenly seeing a spike in customers. News4JAX reporter Eric Avanier explains the recent rush for folks to get an immunity booster.
Immunity boosters have always been something that people sought after to prevent the effects of flu from being so hard on the body. But now that coronavirus is dominating news cycles, immunity boosters are now in even higher demand. Here at Pure Hydration in Riverside, customers normally undergo IV therapy for rehydration, migraine headaches, and to replenish vitamins that might not get fully absorbed into the body by way of a pill. But lately, Pure Hydration owner Hannah Wanderin says the most sought-after services have been immunity boosters.
We have definitely seen an uptick in people selecting our Immunity Plus IV. I found a lot of people coming in for the Immunity Plus infusion. Especially people who are mentioning coronavirus or just the flu in general.
The IV pumps a liter of fluid into the body along with B vitamins, zinc, and a high dosage of vitamin C. That combination stays in the body for several days compared to taking a vitamin pill or tablet.
So when you go through your GI system, you're really only absorbing maybe about 30% of that nutrient. With IV hydration, you're getting 100% absorption.
Senior citizens with weak immune systems have typically been the ones who have died from the latest strain of coronavirus. Nurse Summer Goodman says intravenous hydration is one of the most effective ways to strengthening the immune system.
You want your body to be fully hydrated. It really helps filtering out any toxins through your lymph nodes and just getting all of that out of your body. So hydration is key, especially with our older people.
It's also worth noting that no one can just walk into that place and expect to just get an IV without having their vitals taken or at least answering questions to make sure that whatever medication they're on don't adversely react to the infusion. Eric Avanier, Channel 4, the local station.
And as you know, coronavirus is sparking a lot of fear in general. Today, we asked health officials if they're concerned like everyone else.
UF Health in Jacksonville is taking precautions just like other facilities. We're also told staff, just like all of us, have questions about safety.
We balance what is out on TV and what's out in the news with what's in the paper with what the actuality is. And I think right now in a hospital we provide lots of protective equipment for our staff, but there's still a lot of fear out there and a lot of panic that is kind of being ginned up out there. And so we have to respond to that though. We have to make sure that we're meeting their needs, that we're answering their questions in a coherent manner to make sure that at least while they're at work and while they're within our walls, they're not panicking, they're doing the things we need them to do, and that's providing good patient care.
Right now, there are no reported cases of coronavirus in Jacksonville.
News4JAX is the place to go when it comes to all things related to the coronavirus. We have a special section dedicated to the issue right on our website. Just go to news4jax.com/coronavirus.
Our 5 powerful radar sweeps pinpoint exactly when weather will hit your neighborhood, hours before it happens. Channel 4 is the weather authority.
So it seems like if this is spring break for some people, they're going to say, yay, things have changed from what we saw over the weekend.
Exactly, and it's not cold, it's not blustery, we'd have near freezing temperatures, so yeah, that's a really great thought. Does anybody know what county's out? Do you know what county's out?
Well, you're talking about county school districts. I'm thinking of one of my students who's at JU.
Oh, is that right?
Spring
He's
break
also,
this week. Yeah.
Well, loving life, because it's a great week for the players and for people to be outdoors. Take a peek at some of the details here. You're looking downtown Jacksonville, and what a night it is. Look how pretty the city looks. Baseball grounds of Jacksonville. I guess they're going to change the name of that. I have to remember the new name. It'll come back to me here in a moment. But nonetheless, it's a great night to be out and about. 77 today's high temperature, normal high 72 degrees. Currently, we're cooler, but we're not that much cooler. And we're on daylight savings time. So what that really does for us is it also keeps the heat in the evening hours. So not only is it sunny until 7:40 or 7:35, thereabouts, But now we have that daytime heat lingering into like 8:30, 9:30, even as late as 11 o'clock at night. So we really don't chill in the time period that we're out and about. No matter where we look, it's pretty much the exact same thing with those evening temperatures there in the low to mid 60s right now. Lots of ground clutter out there, but if you look at the details, and what I did is I tweaked up the radar so we could track a few scattered sprinkles and showers that are out there. These may drift on shore out there towards Sea Island, or maybe one or two out there towards Alachua. Not a big deal, but it's a small issue, if you will, to whatever you're going to be doing here the next couple, 3 or 4 or 5 days. So whether you're going to be out there Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at the Players, slight chance of a little sprinkle. I don't think it'll last for a particularly long period of time, maybe 5 minutes, and that would do it. Cool start. This is for tomorrow, anywhere around town. Sunrise, 7:42, and a super sunny day developing, but with some high clouds out there. Here's a look at those high clouds. 7 a.m. Again, temperatures drop a little bit more from where they are right now, but not by a lot. This could be a little patchy fog. This is 9 o'clock. And then after that, we see sunshine. It's a hazy sunny day, but there's those little tiny blue dots, an indication there could be a few pop-up sprinkles, mainly along I-95 and through St. Johns County, maybe just west of the river out there in Clay County. Sunny, hazy, sunny skies going into the afternoon hours, and then by Wednesday, all the way into the evening hours, we find ourselves with some really pleasant temperatures, lighter winds. We'll see those winds start to shift around so that when we see Thursday's forecast in a minute, you'll see the impact on that. Upper 70s for tomorrow, 76, 80. Oh, look at Thursday, 81 degrees. Now, at the Players, it will probably be a couple degrees cooler than that. And for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, these 3 days here, the chill will actually be along the beaches. The sea breeze kicks in. Afternoon temperatures actually drop into the 60s there along the beaches, and it'll be somewhat cooler because of that. And that will be the case all the way through early next week. The chances of more legitimate rain where it really comes down, probably not until later on next week. All right, Weather Authority app, always good to have. Double check the weather, see the radar if necessary. And if you tune us in on the radio, it's WQIK 99.1 FM, Ken.
All right, thanks. Golf fans from all across the country flocking to TPC Sawgrass
To watch the Players. After the break, Cole Pamper gives us a look at what to expect.